Whether you're a hobbyist or a pro, as long as you love tractors, tools, and trucks, a little bit of DIY action, a little bit of Jeeps, a little bit of off-roading, and everything in between to include a little bit of kayaking, you have come by the right channel. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. 2021 is rolling into 2022, and let's start this new ride. So whether you've got a little budget or a big budget, we're going to go through some tool deals for you that I picked up for Black Friday. The first of which is this right here. This is a Carhartt Sherpa jacket. It's gray, it's nice, and we'll throw this on real quick because it is getting colder, all right? So, pretty stylish jacket. You got a pocket here, you can throw your cell phone, your other stuff in, a couple of other items. And this is a relaxed fit sportswear jacket. Pretty comfortable, nice and warm. It's got a fleece inner liner. It's got a nice secure place to stick your wallet, passport if you're traveling, or what have you. As well as on this side, you know, just extra warm and fuzzy. That's our first deal. Tractor Supply had 15% off all of their Carhartt jackets, so that was the first deal. No kidding, there I was in the store looking at tools at Tractor Supply. I'm on the phone with my mom and she says, hey, check out this Dewalt Tool Set. It just dropped from $149.99, which was already, you know, 25% off, down to $99. This right here is a 234 piece Dewalt Tool Set. Now the thing I like about this is it's nice and thin. So if you don't have a big truck like me and you don't have the room for the actual tough system, this nice little handy go anywhere tool set, it's hefty. There's definitely some good steel products in there, but this is a great tool set. There we were at Tractor Supply, and we got some great deals. So what else did we pick up? All right, we picked up some job site impact sockets. These are universal. These were $14.99 on their discount shelf. Those will let you go, you know, if you've got impact drives, the last thing you want to do is shatter a socket. Picked up some tape measures. You never have too many tape measures around the house. If you've ever been doing a project on a car and you drop that washer or bolt, especially down in your intake manifold or your head, having one of these little magnets to retrieve that bolt or nut is definitely going to save your engine and save you from a lot of work. While we're talking impact sockets, all right, what we have here, this is a 13-piece half-inch drive SAE set. This is a 16-piece half-inch metric, and you can remove lug nuts, Torx. So this one kit here is, I think it's a great deal because it goes all the way down to 10 millimeter, which is probably your most common import fastener, all the way up to 24 and 25 millimeters. Every single one there. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, which is same as 3/4, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25 millimeters. That's absolutely awesome. You got 10 through 18, every single number. And then over on this side, you got 19 through 25, every single number. On this side, you got 7/16, half inch, 3/4, 9/16, all the way up to 1 1/16, 1 1/4. So this is another great socket set. No, it doesn't go all the way down to 3/8, but you can use your other sets for that. As a general rule, most cars these days are made outside the United States, and they are mostly metric. Having a good metric socket set, whether it's on the road or in your shop, will help you out. So next item from Tractor Supply. Now I will say that I kind of splurged. So I did buy the cheap set, but I also bought a DeWalt set of impact sockets. Now the reason I did this is because with another tool I'll show you in a little bit, you want that flexibility to go from half inch down to 3/8 and 3/8 up to half inch. So having a couple of these adapters around, as well as some extensions and some good swivels. I don't like the universal swivels, but these ball swivels, they're actually pretty good for working on cars. And a lot of professional mechanics use the ball style swivel or the pinless universal adapter. So that's the Tractor Supply haul. Pretty cool haul, right? So next, let's start with Home Depot. And I actually made 2 trips this weekend to Home Depot because the sales were so good. So I was walking through the electrical aisle and I came across this, and this was a great deal. I think it was about $30 for the set. And if you've ever bought or sold a house, building inspector or home inspector always has something to say about the GFCIs or the outlets. So whether you're in the market for a house or getting ready to sell your house, or you're just doing a renovation project, having one of these plug-in type detectors will help you out. and it'll actually help you test your GFCI and tell you if there's any faults, as well as if you're doing any type of renovations and you have to switch breakers on and off. Sometimes it's good to just double check and make sure that there is not a hot wire running there that will give you a nice little wake up surprise. And then another little voltage tester that comes with it. So for the most part, I think if this saves you, some hassle at your house closing, it's probably worth 30 bucks. So next up, if you do a lot of sanding projects and your sanding discs look like this, I'm going to try out these new sanding pads I found. These are made by Diablo, and these are called a Sand Net. Now they say they last 50 times longer than the normal sanding disc. So we're going to try those out with a few future projects, and I'll let you know how it works out. But ideally they allow more airflow, and it should help you reuse them. So you can actually just vacuum them out, you can shake to remove the dust, or you can wash them out and then you can reuse them. So these go all the way, there's 10 discs at 80 and it steps all the way up to 400 grit. 400 grit is really fine finish, but really if you're doing any type of woodworking, you're probably going to use some 80 to knock it down. If you're refinishing, either some 180, 220, and then your final finish, you may step into 400. All right, I just bought a Jeep. So what better way than to have a nice little cheap recovery strap? Now this is only rated at 7,000 pounds and what have you. The Jeep weighs roughly 5,000 pounds. If you're an overlander, this is probably not good enough for you, but it's always good to have, something you can anchor to if you want to winch off of or what have you, or having a tractor, having one of these tow straps or some type of strap to help you either drag or carry stuff or help you lift stuff is always handy. So we'll set that aside. And then next we just picked up a battery pack. Black Friday is also an awesome time to pick up a great deal on batteries, sell them on the shelf. If you're like me, you're always going through batteries. If you watched my last video, I was working on a Chevy Tahoe, but anytime you're dealing with gaskets or seals, having one of these little pick set will help out. I've got some smaller ones at Harbor Freight that are kind of like these down here, but I didn't have any larger picks, and this wasn't a bad price for the set. I believe it was $19.99. Next item up is we've got some Husky thin wall sockets, and so these are as thin as a normal socket. Sometimes you get in a tight space and the larger socket just won't fit. So having a nice thin socket will actually help you get into that tight space. And if you don't have an impact driver, it's got this for your little impact tool that you can slide into your little hex drive and remove your bolts that way. So this metric set runs all the way from 8mm up to 18mm. Usually once you get below 10mm, you're really stepping into that 1/4 inch ratchet size, and I've got several of those kits and they hardly ever get used except for specialty fasteners. And then when you look at the SAE, 3/8 gets used quite a bit, 1/2 inch gets used on almost everything, as well as 3/4, and it's all here in the set. So we'll set those to the side. So great deals on Husky tools overall. And while we're talking drill drivers, impact drivers, these are pretty nice. If you got a hex driver, these are some, I've had some cheap sets of these. This is for your 1/4 inch sockets, 1/2 inch sockets, and 3/8 sockets. But this also has these long ones for those hard to reach bolts that may be behind a wire or some hoses that you need to get to. And you may not be able to get your tool close enough based on the size to get to those. And so you got 1/4, 1/2 inch, and 3/8 drive. And these just plug right into your little impact driver. And then lastly, finishing up with our sockets, this is a 44-piece impact socket set. And this was $40. This was a nice little set, okay? It's got shallow well, it's got some deep well. I bought these because they're the thin wall, but these are just normal, so deep well. And it's got a lot of the same common sizes here. You're going to use a lot of 10mm, a lot of 3/8, a lot of 3/4, a lot of 1/2 inch, a lot of 9/16, and a lot of 14, 15, and 17mm sockets if you're working on a car. So having one of these, you don't have to worry about the socket blowing up in your face unless you're using a whole lot of torque. So we'll set that over here as well, next to our tool set. All right guys, so that's the first part of the deal, but I want to show you one other thing. I did not buy this on Black Friday, but if you got anybody in your household and you already own Dewalt Tools, having this little USB adapter, I've used this more than any of my other tools over the last few months. I've got a watch, a Garmin watch, and then you have to plug it up and recharge the battery. I have a cell phone. You have to plug it up and recharge the battery. And when you're in the car driving to work, or you're somewhere and you don't want your car running all day, and then your battery starts to die on you, I've used this more often than anything. You plug it up, it flashes the green lights. It shows you it's got 3 bars and the battery's full. And right now, the best part is, with my GoPro, there's an adapter here. I take this little cord with the USB-C on it, I plug this end up, and then I plug this one to the camera, and I don't have to go back and recharge my GoPro batteries all the time. Bam! It's that easy. It's hooked up. It is now charging, and I don't have to worry about having the battery die, and I can focus on giving you guys good content. So this brings us to our last purchase for Black Friday. And every year I go well above and beyond. But it's the best time of year to buy tools. It truly is. And so last box is from Home Depot. And if you guys know how much I love Dewalt tools, you will be amazed by what's in this next box. None other than, well, we'll keep the suspense going for a little bit. So I was working on the Tahoe the other day, and I was like, man, I really wish Dewalt had a ratchet. So what do I have in this box? Guys, Dewalt has not released a ratchet. So I went with the M12 Milwaukee Fuel. This is a tried and true ratchet. A lot of mechanics use this along with their snap-on. A lot of hobby mechanics use these. And what this is part of a 5 tool piece set. Dollar for dollar, this is an $800 tool set for the 5 tools that I'm about to show you. So the first item up for bids, the first item out of the box is the M12 Fuel Ratchet. All right, this will drive 3/8. It's got a 3/8 head, but I got the adapters over here, so I can drive 3/8. I can drive a quarter, or I can drive 1/2 inch up to 55 foot-pounds of torque to break those nuts free when I'm working on a car, and I can do it all with a 3/8 drive ratchet, just like I have to do with my only 3/8 air ratchet in my toolbox outside, but I don't have to run the hoses. Next up, okay, this is brand new stuff, okay? With having a Jeep, space is limited. I already have a 1/2 inch drive impact, but once again, this is a nice in-between. This is a 250 foot-pound Milwaukee M12 Fuel 2554-20 impact gun, okay? This thing is tiny, and we'll open them up and we'll do a full-on video about the fuel stuff. Next up, in the middle of the road is a 220 foot-pound right angle driver that works just like an impact wrench and just like a ratchet. It's got the tight space of a ratchet, but it's got the power to break those lug nuts free, or that bolt free, with 220 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's all going to vary once you get, you know, changes in diameter of wrenches and everything else, but for the most part it's going to do almost everything I need to on the Jeep, and we'll see how it works. And then last but not least, you know, if you're out there, sometimes you've got to do a modification and you've got to drill a hole or what have you. So lastly, the kit came with a drill, and not only a drill, but a M12 Fuel hammer drill that will drill through concrete, as well as your standard hex driver, impact driver. And these are great, and these have the smart technology, and we'll check that stuff out on a future video. Battery in order to get into those tight spots. But guys, just look at the size. Good luck getting this battery inside an engine bay of a Honda or any import. I've owned an Audi. You're not getting that in the engine bay. This, you're going to get close. What you can't get to with that, you're going to pull out the hand tools. So once again, once we hit 1,200 subscribers, I will give away a Dewalt Tool Set. If you would, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and keep coming back for more. And you know what? After we do Dewalt, if I like these Milwaukee tools, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we may do a Milwaukee giveaway as well. So thanks for watching. From my family to yours, happy Black Friday. Going into Cyber Monday, you're informed if you watched this video before that. Best of luck shopping, getting those great deals. Once again, you guys get to come along for the ride, watch me build my dreams, but the true purpose of this channel is to motivate, inspire, help, and inform you guys and show you that you can do the work yourself for having the right tool and the right skill set to get out there and start building your dreams.